Welcome back to the Wilmot Recreation Center here on Sunday afternoon. I'm Mark Schutzkowski with your play-by-play today. Alongside me is Jason Chenier. Jason, we got game 4 here. Wilmot Wild trailing 2-1, took the first game, went up to Peterborough, and came up on the short end of both games. What are you hoping to see out of both teams or expecting to see out of both teams today?
Well, first of all, when you look on paper before the series started, we thought we would have two evenly matched teams. Game 1, the Wild did win, not in convincing fashion, but game 2 and 3 up in Peterborough, the Lakers really took it to the Wild and really seized control of this series. 2-1, it's a number. With a Wild win today, it could be the best of 3.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a do-or-die game for the Wild here, but definitely not wanting to go down 3-1 and then hit the road back up to Peterborough, where the game style is quite a bit different on that kind of floor. Not do-or-die, like I said, by any means, but definitely one that they are going to come out with some sense of urgency today.
Yeah, like you said, and that's exactly what they're going to need. They're going to need to ensure that some of the shortcomings that they had in Peterborough don't transition into their game today. And the first and most important part is that not that long bus ride, that 2.5, 3-hour bus ride.
Yeah, Peterborough, not to take anything away from them, they have been fantastic. Offensively, those guys can really move the ball around. They got 3 of the top leading scorers in the regular season on their left side. And their right side, their righties are strong as well. Wilmot's bread and butter is their tough, strong defense, working on keeping the shooters outside, but Peterborough has really given them a full handful with that task.
Absolutely. In game 2 and 3, I think even though Peterborough is known for their strong offense, it was their defense that really took it to the Wild and really kind of almost took their will to compete away from them, almost.
So we're going to draw your attention down to the floor here today, where we're going to have a little bit of a pre-game presentation by the Wilmot Wild president, Wayne Paddock.
First of all, I want to introduce our Titan provincial champion. What I hear, they only won 6 or 7 games all season, and they ran the table on the weekend, so that's quite the astonishing feat. Congratulations and luck on future years. Joining us as well for the last 2 years as our color guy, Pregame, and we couldn't be happier to have Sean and his family as a part of the Wilmot Wild family. We want to thank Sean. Sean's here at every game. He takes the buses as well to make sure he's here for every home game. We couldn't be happier to have Sean a part of our organization. So we just want to say thank you to Sean and all that he does for our team. We have one more person we want to thank. And I'm going to ask Gary and Eric to come out. I'm going to ask Brett to come over. Those who've been a part of the Wild, you know that Dan Leagold takes our team to a whole new level. Dan's had 3 guys go through his team. Brett's the last one. Derek was the first. Justin was the second. Justin's in Australia, so Justin can't be here today. Dan's going to hate me for this. I already see something. But we appreciate everything that your brother Dan does. You guys don't realize the hours
nice gesture by Wayne Paddock, president of the Wilmot Wild and the entire Wilmot Wild organization, for acknowledging and honoring the volunteer work of Sean Norris and Dan Liebolt. And that's a success of any team at this level of organization, is the volunteers that step forward and do the work behind the scenes. So
absolutely. Dan Liebold's been a big part of this franchise for a long time, and as you heard Wayne mention, deeply involved in Canadian junior hockey with the Kitchener Rangers, and coming up for the upcoming tournament in December, January with the World Canadian Juniors.
And I'm sure none of them, they would like nothing more than for the Wilmot Wild to extend this series and force it to go longer and even up this series. We got Andrew Chenier is starting goaltender for the Wilmot Wild, and Andrew Lagana is the starting netminder for the Peterborough Lakers, and the Wilmot Wild gain possession first. They bring it down to Matt Wyman. Matt Wyman looking for an outlet, working off of a screen. Drops it down to Colton Bess, who finds a streaking Sam Draminsky, and he scores right off the hop. Jason, 19:33 mark of the first period. That is the kind of start the Wilmot Wild needed.
Absolutely. Sam Draminsky just coming down with a cheeky little over the shoulder toss. Too much for Lagana, who might have been following the runner a little bit too much and left that open. Well-placed ball.
Nice opening goal by the 2018 Junior C Rookie of the Year, Sam Draminsky, and I've really become a fan of his play this year.
How can you not? He does everything that he needs to do to win. He's totally committed to this team. If Coach Rick asked him to fill water bottles and not take a shift, he would do it, and he'd be the best at it.
Tyler Grandel wins the draw for the Peterborough Lakers, and they gain possession, and they're bringing up their high, potent offense. Got Adam Churchill with the ball, drops it over to Robinson. Robinson off the goalie Chenier, and they will retain possession. Fresh 30 for another offensive set. Ferguson with the ball. Runs it up. Looking for a lane himself. Drops it over to the left side. Looks like Carter Page with the ball. It's up to Adam Churchill. He tries a backhander, but Chenier is there to stop the ball.
Yeah, a little bouncing backhander could spell trouble for a number of goalies. Luckily, Andrew Chenier had his position set and was able to corral that ball.
So Chenier logging most of the minutes here for the Wilmot Wild. Reed Fitton did get into game 2 and 3 up in Peterborough, but it's the kind of game style he has. Good positional goalie, and if the defense does his job, they're going to make that tough on the Peterborough Lakers staff. So Ryan Buller makes his comeback after missing a few games, 1 and 2, comes back in game 3, but now he makes the 2-0 lead with an outside blast for the Wilmot Wild.
And this is definitely not the Andrew Lagana that we saw in Peterborough in game 3. As the Lakers were starting to run away with it, the Wild offense was still pressing, and Lagana was still forced to make some very, very good saves, which he did. I put that win game 3 solely on his shoulders.
Yeah, I believe it was Rob Martinell who did the color commentary for game 2 or 3, pointing out that Andrew Lagana was a field goalie primarily until his Bantam year, when he started putting on the box equipment, which usually works the other way around. So
yeah, it's
really see that agility in him on the field side.
And a field goalie, you're no fear. Clearly, that's next level kind of concern.
Crazy.
We'll call it that.
Yeah, you need some good stick skills for sure. Anyway, Varutis has the ball. He's looking for more. Oh, just misses Fenoro on the feed, but they're going to get an interference call and a fresh 30. And Fenoro is somebody that the Wilmot Wild would love to start really get going. He's a big presence there, find some open floor, and if he can start finding the back of the net, that would really serve their
Absolutely.
purposes.
Luke Fenoro missed a bit of time closer to the end of the regular. He's shaken off the rust, though, and he's had some key playoff goals for the Wild so far this season.
There's Nick Webb pressing down at the floor, but the Wilmot Wild come back with it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, so they'll be looking for a reset. and called for the too many men, so they turn the ball over to the Peterborough Lakers. And they're going to be looking to strike back and close this gap. Robinson with the ball, he's up top, looks to feed over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw misses it, and the Wild come up with it. And it's over to Braden Hahn, who starts the transition. Drops it over to Buller. Buller back to Hayden Berger. Oh, and Berger loses the ball, trying to feed it back to Buller, but he's working to get it back. Creates a loose ball.
There's no give up in Hayden Berger, I'll tell you. He gave up the ball there, but he's fighting hard to get it back.
And Cam Crowley doing all he can just to keep the ball, but he does lose it.
And look who came up with it.
Sam Draminsky with the ball up top. Drops it over to Nagy. Nagy slips, but it's like an interference call on Draminsky, so it'll go Peterborough Lakers ball. Adam Churchill with the ball, driving it down the boards. Cuts across to the middle. Swings it back over to Robinson. Nice save by Chenier, but Robinson picks up his rebound. Still has the ball, goes behind the net. And they try to bounce it off of Chenier's back, but
it's
hit the crossbar, I think.
Yeah, and it looks like the Lakers are getting a penalty here.
Chenier heads to the bench. Dylan Kunz has the ball. Waits for his offense to come and set it up, but Vrudis takes the shot.
And not a bad play to try. If you're behind the net and you see a back the size of Chenier's, you're going to try and bank it off it.
So John Vandergiesen making the call here on the Peterborough Lakers. Not quite sure what the call was, if there's a illegal cross check, it looks like.
Yep.
And our other referee for today is Kyle Coulter. So Wilmot Wild will get their first shot at the power play here. Ken Radburn up top with the ball. On the left side, you got Fenoro and Tyler Vrudis down at the crease. And Sam Draminsky with Tyler Nagy as the lefties on the right side of the floor.
Mike Robinson getting that call. He's leading his team in points in the playoffs. He had a phenomenal game in Game 3 with 8 points. But he is kind of creeping high on the penalty minutes as well. This is going to be 24 penalty minutes for him now for the playoffs.
Some good movement by the Wild, but an errant pass creates a loose ball, and Lagana has it, and he passes it up. Tyler Grandel, nice clear into the offensive zone, and they will look to kill off some minutes, maybe get a reset, and burn off some more time off this power play. Over to Matt Smith. A couple of the transition guys getting some look. Oh, nice look inside there by Aaron Bradshaw. Chenier makes a nice stop, and the Wild have it, and they bring it back up. Tyler Nagy flips it over to Radburn. Radburn over to Draminsky. Draminsky down to Nagy. Back up to Draminsky. Tries to make a seal off for Radburn. Nice almost hit Draminsky in the middle, but he misses it. Vrudis tries a cross crease pass over to Nagy, but that's intercepted as well. And they give the ball back. Draminsky with it. Feeds it up to Nagy and just misses the net. And Sam Draminsky handball. Am I quite sure he's doing a little handcuff there? And
yeah, he didn't like the way it was bouncing, and he tried to control it best he could. Unfortunately, that's not legal in this game, and he got possession changes over to the Lakers.
Oh, the backspin caught him there in kind of an awkward position. So it's down to about 20 seconds here. So it looks like the Peterborough Lakers will almost get to work off the penalty, but they give it away.
Yeah, good stick by Matty Wyman there, picking that cross pass.
It's about 5 seconds will be at even, so they'll be watching that they don't give a big loose ball going back down the floor to the guy coming out the box. Berger over to Buller. Buller feeds it down to Wyman, and Wyman tries to go back.
Great save by Lagana there.
Excellent save. Stuck with him, going to the left and back to the right. Buller over to Radburn, and Radburn bouncer, just nice save by Lagana. Berger picks up the ball. Radburn behind the net, tries to feed to Berger in front, but couldn't grab the handle on that. And Matt Smith now with the ball. Oh, rifles one off the far post.
That ball had some English on it. It was a knuckleball.
What a shot by Matt Smith. That's a game of inches here, Jason, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you hit a post, and if the ball's spinning in the right direction, it could save a goalie or truly handcuff a goalie. In this case, Andrew Chenier is saying thank you very much to his post right there.
So we got Wilmot Wild penalty. Ryan Smart heading to the box. And we're going to get our first look at the Peterborough power play. Robinson up top. He's got a deadly shot. Too many men on that call, so bench penalty. Ryan Smart serving it. Thanks to our eye in the sky, Matt Carruck. Where would we be without him?
Oh,
one off
post.
the crossbar.
That shot had some velocity on it. It moved the net off its goal line.
Mike Robinson just rifles one off the crossbar. Another example of that high potent offense that these Peterborough Lakers can possess. And that's something the Wild will have to do to disrupt that. If that's what they're good at, they are going to have to shut that down, figure that out.
Yeah, individually, the Lakers bring a lot of skill to the table, but they're very well coached, and their power play schemes are very effective. Great save by Chenier there.
That is some ball movement, and Chenier showing some agility for a big man. Those are the kind of ones that went in net for the Peterborough Lakers last week, and they strike on this one, but they made it a little tougher on them. They can really found the open man, and Mike Robinson makes this a 2-1 game on the power play.
That's a tough one there. I mean, Peterborough's moving the ball well. They get Chenier not quite set and beat him low after a serious string of saves that he had made.
So Robinson makes no mistake on that shot. 2-1 game. Great intensity by both teams here.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When you're at this stage in the playoffs, they have to leave it all on the floor, whether you're the home team or the visiting team. And I think that's one thing that Wilmot kind of lacked in the trips to Peterborough.
So it looks like Grandel won the draw and put it where he wanted to, but great effort by the Wilmot Wild ball team to come up with that loose ball, and they have possession here. Nice comeback after a goal to get possession and see if they can strike back. Nagy with the ball down in the corner, tries to find Wyman at the crease, just misses the mark. Crease call called by referee John Vandergiesen. And the Peterborough Lakers will bring it up. Cal Davis with the ball, puts a move on his player, and just misses the far side there as Chenier sticks his leg out and makes a nice save.
Used the Wilmot defender as a bit of a screen and put it back over his shoulder where Chenier was, and cheating a bit to move to his left side, but still managed to get a piece of it.
Buller swings it over to Radburn. Radburn tries to roll off his man. Good defense by Hoover. Brutus over to Radburn. Radburn tries to go up high, but Lagana gets his shoulder in the way, deadens the ball. And Peterborough Lakers bring it up. Over to Churchill in front. Nice save by Chenier. Churchill wide open in front of the net. Chenier closes the door.
Oh, and the ball just gets knocked out of Buller's stick, but he managed to corral it.
Ball over to Fenora, and there we go.
Nice.
Great effort by Buller. Gets a shot, gets his rebound, feeds Fenora going to the net. Wilmot Wild up 3-1.
Yeah, Buller doing the lion's share of the work here after the save from Chenier. Loses the ball in the corner, finds Fenora, who just gets it over Lagano's shoulder. And great goal by Fenora.
So it is a start that the Wilmot Wild needed here halfway through the first period, but I'm sure Coach Rick Wendell and Kevin Miller are reminding the guys that this is a 60-minute game, and against a team like the Peterborough Lakers, you're going to make sure you're playing 60 minutes.
Absolutely, 100%.
So Cal Davis with the ball, waiting for his line change. Over to Churchill. Nice save by Chenier. I think the Wild are fighting for the ball. And they move it up. Dylan Kuntz with the ball. Down in the corner, waiting for his teammates to come. Swings it back up to Verutis. Verutis over to Finoro. Some good passing plays there. Draminsky fighting for that loose ball again. Shot clock winding down to 5 seconds. Oh, tries to hit Verutis at the crease, but
he had Tyler Verutis wide open on the back door, but couldn't get the ball over to him.
No surprise, Cal Davis there with the stick picking off Paul, and he feeds it to Bradshaw, streaking down from the bench, but nice save by Chenier. And a good job to recover the rebound and ensure possession for the Wilmot Wild.
Oh, I didn't see anything too dastardly on the floor, but it looks like Peterborough's getting called for another penalty. We'll have to wait and see what the referee's decision is on this as Chenier hit the bench.
Yeah, empty net, 6-on-5 here. Well, they hit the back of the net on the shot. And it looks like a slash behind the play is what he is calling. And Wilmot Wild will get another chance to add to their 2-goal lead here. So Wilmot Wild up 3-1 here, going on the power play. Ken Radburn up top. Moves it over Draminsky, swings it back to Finoro. Move the ball around, now we have a little bit of movement up top. We skip a pass over down to Verutis at the crease, but he loses the handle. And the Peterborough Lakers feed it up to Cal Davis, who holds the ball, and they start working on their man down penalty kill in the offensive zone. Carter Page with the ball. Working a little one-on-one off his defender, rolls off, swings it across over to Robinson. Robinson down to Churchill, back to Carter Page. Nice save by Chenier. Great movement by Chenier cross crease today.
Yeah, he must have had his Wheaties this morning. He seems to have a little bit of energy there getting from post to post. That was all you need to do is ask Mr. Smart, and back in the Andrews Tyken Bantam days, that was his biggest bone of contention, is getting post to post. Oh.
And there we go. Radburn,
wow,
with a well-placed shot, just beats Andrew Lagana down past his right leg here, and a power play goal makes us a 4-1 lead for the Wilmot Wild.
Radburn has shown us all season long that he has got a cannon of a shot. Not always very accurate. I called him Wild Thing more than once, but in this case, well-placed, hard shot, and I'll tell you, Andrew Lagana, not much chance on that one.
I'm sure he subscribes to that theory, Jason, where you don't score 100% of the shots that you don't take. So
that's right. Yes, Mr. Gretzky had it right.
Cal Davis with the ball for the Lakers. Feeds it across to Caldwell, who's had a couple great games up in Peterborough himself. And he misses the net. Big bounce, and there's Brett Liebold with the ball. And they pressure him, and he coughs it up. And too many men called by the Lakers, and Wilmot Wild will get it back on a fast break. 2-on-1, Wyman with the ball, feeds it over to Radburn, tries a backhander, but ran out of real estate there and got the crease violation.
Yeah, Mike Robinson doing a phenomenal job there. Not just a potent offensive threat, but chasing that loose ball down. Unfortunately for the Lakers, they weren't able to hang on to it due to a possession call, but that just goes to show some of the skill level that Mike Robinson brings to this Laker team.
So possession call gives the Peterborough Lakers a fresh 30. Adam Churchill picking up the ball in the right-hand corner. Closely defended, but he splits the defenders and goes in front of the net and just cannot beat Chenier, who holds strong there. Good position by Chenier. And a loose ball goes all the way to Dylan Kuntz there, and he tries to squeeze it in behind Lagana's legs, but Lagana was there equal to the task.
Oh. And now Kuntz is going to be hitting the sin bin afterwards. That saved maybe a little bit of frustration. Bit of a high stick to the Peterborough Laker.
So empty net and 6-on-5 here for the Lakers. They're going to try and score one here without waiting for the power play, and they give it to Robinson. No better guy to take a shot up top, but Chenier makes the stop. Kuntz getting called for the interference there behind the play, and that'll drive a coach nuts.
Absolutely. That's miles and miles and miles away from your own goal crease when you do not have the ball. That's a penalty that does not need to take place. Just a little bit of lack of discipline there.
So Robinson with the ball up top. And they're swinging it back and forth, trying to get some movement. Looks like they're, nice ball movement there. Carter Page ends up with the ball with a nice feed from Churchill. And just like that, 15 seconds into the power play, they cut the lead by one more. It's a 4-2 game still for the Wild.
Churchill moving the ball so well. You can see he had a wide open shot there, opted for the pass off, which paid off. And this high potent Peterborough offense keeps putting markers on the board with the power play.
Another win by Tyler Grandel, who's done a great job on the draw for the Lakers. Feeds it up to Crowley. Crowley swings it over to Davis. Davis up top, waiting for his teammates. Over to Robinson, back to Davis. Davis takes a look. Flips it back to Robinson. Robinson working one-on-one. Little screen by Davis. Tries to hit the crease. But a great job by the Wild defense. Burning the 30-second clock on the...
Definitely keeping the ball to the outside there, not giving much up on the inside. Letting Chenier see exactly where the ball was, and low percentage shot that missed the net altogether from Peterborough.
Ryan Buller over to Berger. Berger working up back to Buller. Buller rolling off his man. Big, strong righty, and he scores! Great job by Buller, using his size, free up that shot, getting his hands free, and makes a well-placed shot to restore a 3-goal lead.
Here we see Buller just getting the ball in the low post and just taking it to that defender, not giving up and just letting one rip, an underarm shot that beats Lagana and gives the Wild back their 3-goal lead. That's the kind of effort that we've seen from Buller all year long.
And the Wilmot Wild get possession again here. That makes a big of a difference when they can possibly get a few more shots on Lagana and control the play here. Berger with the ball, driving down the side, tries to feed Russ. Oh, crease violation there. It was close.
Oh, it was very close. A nice shot by Radbourne. Just had his shoelace in the crease.
Some of those crease calls, they get kind of funny. You step in the crease and it's a crease violation, but if you dive and don't touch in, you can almost take out the goalie on some of those calls. So.
Yeah, exactly. And at the rate of speed these players are moving at, it's a challenge at the best of times for the referees to be able to see when the ball was released, see where the player's foot is. And
yeah, I was listening to Jimmy Wasson with game number 2 and 3, and when he was talking about even the moving picks, how that's changed quite a bit from his day as well. So, still some great athletes playing this game, but the style of game has definitely changed over the years.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. But some great lacrosse so far in this Meredith Cup final series.
Yes, absolutely. I think junior scene, you might, it was affectionately called the jungle for many years, but these teams have shown a lot of skill and a lot of finesse and have rewarded us with some great entertainment in this series.
Definitely. I think it speaks highly to the level of talent here in the province. The jungle, as you referred, I've heard it called that as well, and now you're seeing some high-level skill.
Draminsky finds his way in front of the net, tries to go far side.
Great save by Lagana, not giving up on it, following Draminsky all the way in and able to get a piece of that.
Went off the goalie, so they regain possession here. Buller with the ball. And he looks for a strike, but his shot goes wide. Veruda slips, his shot goes wide. And Buller with the ball again. Still 15 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Buller, and he takes a drive. Releases a little bit high on 3 of those shots in that possession. And Chenier will just dump that ball down deep, as they'll get a change of offensive and defensive personnel for the Wild and the Lakers, respectively.
Tyler Verutis been a little bit snake bitten since game 1. Only racking up a couple of points in Peterborough, none in game 3. So we're hoping to see Tyler Verutis come out and show us why he was a point leader for this Wilmot Wild club.
Robinson with a big wide shot, big rebound down the floor. Shot clock winding down to 5. They look for maybe a last reset there, and Carter Page almost gets his shot off, streaking down from the top shooter's position, but just misses the net as well, too.
Yeah, good vision by the Lakers there. With 5 seconds left on the clock, still able to make one good pass and have 1 shot opportunity.
Wyman rolling off his man, back up top. Berger giving him a little bit of room, tries to feed where Berger on the pick and roll. Just misses, but they get a possession call. Berger with the ball, tries to cut around the crease. Closed off by the Lakers defense, tries to hit Radburn in front, just misses. And Crowley picks up the ball, and he's streaking down to the net. He has a man on the far side, just misses. Trying to turn his body and couldn't quite make that pass, but he picks up the loose ball here. There's still 15 seconds left. And they might get a shot off. Getting down to the last minute of play here in the first period. And Ferguson trying to get a reset, but hits the big gut of Chenier, and he corrals the loose ball. And Brett Liebold flips it up to Radburn. Wilmot Wild looking for good scoring opportunity or a reset here and hold possession for the rest of the period, but they cough it up. And Kyle Davis is streaking down all alone. And he scores are off the post, off the back of Chenier, and looks like it's snuck back in. And that's a big goal for the Lakers here with just under 30 seconds left.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a goalie, you want to finish the period strong. But just some sloppy passing in the offensive zone led to the breakaway. Chenier off the post. It looks like he knocked it in as he swept his leg across to try and prevent it from going into the net. Just some bad luck there.
Yeah, bang, bang, but 1 possession here. And Buller's got the ball. And Bessie's trying to get free here as he's being pressed by Grander. Up to Wyman, he's going to look for 1 last shot here. About 15 seconds left in the first period. Wyman drives in front. Oh, crease violation. Peterborough with less than 10 seconds left here brings it up. They're going to look to see if they can get a last-second scoring opportunity. Hits Churchill in front, and they get their shot off, but Chenier with a huge save to end the period. So 5-3 lead by the Wild. They would take that, but it could have been even better in their favor with a few key, without a few key mental lapses.
Absolutely. I think in the offensive zone, just some loose passing, causing some turnovers, and that's exactly what you do not want to give the Lakers is an opportunity on a fast break, whether it's an odd man rush or a breakaway, because at their skill level, they're going to bury that more often than not.
Okay, we will be back in a couple minutes with Junior C Commissioner Reg Hollingshead for a short interview in this intermission. That's it for the first period. Wilmot Wild up 5-3. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Welcome back, fans, and I got a guest with me here at the Intermission, Reg Hollingshead, the commissioner of the Junior C League here. 2-1 series, won handily by Peterborough Lakers in the first, or game 2 and 3 up in Peterborough. Is this the kind of start to the game 4 that you expected?
Yeah, kind of. I think Wilmot won the first game back here, the really big third period. They scored 9 or something like that in the third period to break it open. The 2 games down in Peterborough, Wilmot started out well in the second game. Peterborough dominated the first game over there. Wilmot started real strong in the second game. They were actually up 3-1, I think it was at one point. And then Peterborough came roaring back and finished off big. So nothing surprises me in this series. This 5-3 lead for Wilmot now looks like it's pretty good, but it may last 2 minutes the way things are happening with these two guys.
So Jason and I were talking about the reputation Junior C has had over the years and affectionately called the jungle, and how one of your initiatives this year, along with the cooperation of all the teams, is to get a lot of that stuff cleaned up here, and we've been rewarded by some fantastic lacrosse in this series already.
Absolutely. I think all the stupid stuff that we did have got cleaned up sort of halfway, midway through the regular season for the most part. We had a couple of exceptions, but generally it was cleaned up a lot. And playoffs, you've seen nothing but fast, hard lacrosse. Tough lacrosse, but not a lot of the stupid stuff. So I'm glad to see that gone. Refs have clamped down a little bit. We've came back with some heavier suspensions maybe than have been used in the past. And it looks like it's paid off with dividends for us here.
Yeah, and what better way? I mean, this is a place where a lot of players may not be playing junior lacrosse. It'd not be for the Junior C League.
For sure.
And the Wilmot Wild in particular have a number of fifth-year players, and the Lakers have a couple themselves. And, for them to have good positive experiences in a league like this might encourage them to continue to play on lacrosse beyond junior.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of our segue into the next topic, is you're one of the other hats that you wear is being behind the bench on a senior B team, and extend the congratulations to you and your teams. You just won the Ontario Championships with the Oakville Titans yesterday and heading out to Nanaimo, but is that a place where you're looking for players to come up from Junior B, Junior C, and
for sure?
So
I think we've sort of advertised the Junior C League as the stepping stone of Ontario lacrosse, and the stepping stone for stars to move up through the ranks from minors into intermediate, maybe into Junior C, Junior B, and then it was nice to see several of our Junior C clubs this year elevate players to Junior A leagues, which is awesome. They've obviously developed and spent some time with the C's and gotten better, make that big jump. And then obviously, as you said, moving from the juniors up into the senior ranks, don't have to go straight to the majors. You can go to the senior B ranks. Some good lacrosse being played there as well. So, I mean, once you're finished the minors, it sure isn't over. There's lots of opportunities for you to move on and play somewhere else.
Yeah, what's also another opportunity within the OLA is the field side of things as well too. It's a little bit more laid back at a few of those divisions, but you got senior men's box, the junior field league, minor goes in the spring and the fall as well. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Andrew Lagana and Nate Allen for the Peterborough Lakers will be representing Team Ontario at the First Nations Trophy U18 Championships in Oshawa on the Labor Day long weekend. So lots of lacrosse opportunities for players throughout this league.
Absolutely. It's nice to see players go back and forth between field and box. Obviously, it helps their stick game, helps them develop their skills in both fields. So it's nice to see a lot. Actually, a lot of the minor clubs now have it's almost rare because if you play one, you play both. And it's great to see them in their stick in their hand for the most part. A lot of players almost a full year now. Winter League's developing as well, so it's great to see.
I mean, we'll close it off. Were you down in Oshawa in Whitby, Durham area for the provincials this fall? That was a big capstone for the Ontario Lacrosse Association.
Yep, I was down there on the weekend with our senior women's team, which I also coach, and great to see all the kids around the festival. Vendors out selling their stuff and that kind of stuff. Great shopping experience, great lacrosse experience. Kids love it. Parents maybe not so much sometimes, but it's a great to see literally thousands and thousands of kids playing lacrosse in one center.
Yeah, fantastic event for sure. A lot of energy there. So wrapping this up, Reg, what are you expecting to see for the rest of this game and moving forward?
I'm going to predict a win by one of the teams from either the West or the East. Again, who knows? With these guys, it could be a 9-goal swing by the end of the second and a 9-goal swing back the other way by the end of the third. I have no idea what's going to happen with these guys.
Yeah, exciting first period for sure, and hopefully much more to come. So we're going to take a short break.
Okay.
Thanks to Reg Hollinghead for joining us again. And we'll be back in a couple minutes for second period action here on the JBI Sports Network.
Thanks, Sheer. Thanks, bud.
Thanks. Yep. Welcome back, fans, to the Wilmot Recreation Complex here, where the second period is ready to start here. I'm Mark Szyckowski with the play-by-play alongside Jason Chenier with the color commentary. And what a first period we had. Great action back and forth. Both teams showing tons of skill, Jason.
Absolutely. I mean, here we see Peterborough beating Chenier from far out. Robinson again, just moving the ball well on the power play, just getting their goals. And then the last goal to end the first period on the breakaway, Chenier gets a piece but ends up knocking it into his own net.
And Wilmot Wild came out with the start that they needed, popping 5 in on their own, and took the lead early. Have not relinquished it, but that was exactly the start that they needed in this game.
Yeah, I think moving forward, if I'm Coach Rick in the locker room between periods, I'm telling them to just keep up doing what they're doing right here in the first, moving to the net with the ball. Shots from the point here as we see, and Fenoro just, again, a beautiful pass, a beautiful shot. And Radbourne with the cannon from the point.
So 20 minutes in the books here. First possession of the second period goes to the Peterborough Lakers, and they're going to look to close this gap here. Second period can always be an exciting period with that fast break opportunity. We'll see what these two teams bring in that. And Carter Page looks, just misses the far post. Ball bounces back up top. Looks for Page back down at the crease. He works his way to the front. Nice shot down low, but Chenier there closes the door.
Yeah, having a little company in his crease. They had a little conversation. And as you said, that fast break opportunity here in the second is something that we didn't get to see in Peterborough with the layout of that arena, with the benches being across from each other. The spacing is equal, both teams. Something I'm sure the Lakers have become accustomed to being in their home barn.
Radbourne with the ball up top, takes a look. Just misses the post. Big bounce back here, and the Lakers chase the ball down. And the Lakers pick it up. One of their AP call-ups for today from their midget team, who won bronze in London at the final 6. Congratulations to them. A few of them getting the nod up here today. Future Lakers in the making.
A great franchise and with great history, and as I already said, they're very well coached at this level. And that's why when you look at your calendar and you see you got to play a team like Peterborough, it's it's going to be some good lacrosse.
Yeah, a lot of lacrosse pedigree up there. A great place to visit as well too, and some great, fantastic people up in Peterborough that you get to know over the years. Outside shot there by Buller, and Lagana makes a big save here in the second period, gives the ball back to his teammates, see what they can do. Matt Smith, captain of the Lakers, over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw working it up top, trying to find some open space here, gets pressured by Liebolt. Nice job by Liebolt to create a loose ball. Battling it against the boards, and Braden Hahn picks it up as he looks for an open space.
Great work by the captain there to cause that loose ball, and the Wild are able to capitalize on that.
Kent Radburn with the ball on the right side. Waiting for Ryan Smart to come over, give him some room. And he does so. Oh, but he calls him on the interference.
That goes
Looked
back
a little
to
late, but
those moving picks that we referred to earlier. That's we'll see that happen 10 more times without a call. The referee obviously disagreeing with us today.
yeah, maybe it looked like it was given too much of an advantage on that call, but nonetheless, Wilmot do get it back there on an errant pass to the crease. Chenier scoops it up. Up to Hawthorne, who swings it up to Nagy. Nagy looks cross crease over to Verutis. Buller with that, and he works his way for a shot. They get a couple scoring opportunities. Draminsky picks up that loose ball, and they'll get a fresh 30 to work with, but he's being pressured up top by Charlie Kangas. But Draminsky breaks away, and he just, excuse me, kind of pass shot. I'm not sure if he knew what he was trying to do there, but he snuck it in behind Andrew Lagana and gives the Wild a 3-goal lead.
I'm not sure if he just saw that opening at the last minute. We'll see here on the replay. He beats his man, brings the ball up the floor. He had Nagy at the top of the circle, but just placed a cheeky little knuckleballer that hit on the inside post and in. And I'm sure Lagana would like to see that one again.
Not your textbook, but they say they don't care how, they just care how many at the end of the day. So
Absolutely.
Draminsky with his second goal of the game. 6-3 for the Wild here in the second period. In Game 4 of the Junior C Championships on JVI Sports Network.
The rookie getting his second of the game.
Yeah, and his numbers improved in the playoffs, even over the regular season. So Braden Hahn picks up the loose ball, and he's chugging down, but he's, nice job protecting the ball. But Robinson comes back, doesn't give up on that one, feeds it right up to Caldwell. And just like that, the Lakers are coming back with their offensive set. Caldwell up to Carter Page. Page beats his man. Still has the ball, swings it up to Robinson. Big shot, but hits the boards and bounces all the way back. And there's an example of a big difference between this rink and the Peterborough rink.
Yeah, absolutely.
A shot like that's likely going right back to one of the top guys on the dotted line. Here it's all the way back, and the Wild pick up the ball. So two different styles of games in two different arenas.
And the Wild playing Six Nations to get to the Meredith Cup, playing on turf at the ILA. Talking to some of the players, it's a different style of turf up in Peterborough. It's very spongy. It's really absorbs the ball, absorbs your running and everything a little bit differently. So they're quickly getting accustomed to that.
Davis pushes Finoro into the crease for a crease violation, and he brings the ball up to Bradshaw. Bradshaw working it down, swings it back up to the top, over to Carter Page. Carter Page drops over to the right side. That's Ferguson with the ball up to Robinson. Robinson over to Page. Page with a sidearm shot, and nice save by Chenier. Had a good look at that one, so the Wilmot Wild defense doing their job.
Yeah, definitely keeping everything to the outside again. They had to settle for an outside shot. Unfortunately, the Wild couldn't corral the rebound there, and Peterborough's going to have another crack at it.
Another possession here, try and wear down that defense and break this wall called Andrew Chenier. Seems to be dialed in today. Hudson brings the ball up on the right-hand side. Tries to beat his man, but loses the handle on the ball. Battle for the loose ball. Nice pickup by the Lakers, who feed it up to Grandal. Randall swings it across to Churchill. Churchill up to Caldwell. Caldwell feeds big.
And the Wilmot,
Matt Adamo in front of the net.
the Wild D are really making the Lakers pay if they want to get into that expensive part of real estate here. The bodies are hitting the floor.
Yeah, there's saw a few bodies flying. That's what this defense is good for. They're big guys back there, and they need to make their presence known.
Absolutely.
And they did on that shift. As Hoover brings it up, and he's chugging into the crease. Feeds it over to the, but he's picked off.
Matty Ice again with the beautiful stick picking up that pass.
Matt Wyman does such a great job in that transition role for the Wild. Tries to swing it back to Colton Bess. With his speed, he brings it back up with about 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Just about all you need in lacrosse. Buller with it, just misses the net. Shot clock winding down. And Peterborough Laker ball. Nice job by the Lakers transition guy. Another midget call up there, number 20. I'll get that name for you. But
Yeah,
he does a nice job in that transition.
Did a great job bringing the ball up, caught the Wild defense napping a little bit there. Let a good shot go that Chenier was able to fend off.
A little sloppy play by the Wild here so far in the second period for the last couple of shifts. Not getting really some good looks here, and that may be the kind of breaks the Peterborough Lakers look to cash in on here.
Yeah, it seems they're kind of settling on quick shots, not quality shots. As Kuntz takes a couple of high sticks. And Andrew Chenier getting a high stick, looks like underneath the mask. And Peterborough, Chenier coming out for the pick, and I don't know if he just got caught off guard there or a high stick. We'll see on the replay. As the referees separate the players here. When the goalie gets out of the crease, he's free game. He wants to make real estate for his player running behind the net and set a pick, but Randy Borges is definitely having a conversation with some of the Lakers there. Looks like Chenier is going to be okay as Leibold comes out to tend to him.
So the intensity picking up a little bit here in the last couple of minutes, culminates in that you see on the replay here, Jason.
Yeah.
Let's see what comes out of this. The referees have a bit of a discussion.
You don't want to see you want to see your goalie active in the play and making creating real estate for their players with setting a pick and things like that. You don't want to see them getting hurt, but it looks like Chenier is going to be okay. He's just kind of walking around. A couple of Lakers are having a conversation with him, probably asking him some nice restaurant spots to hit in the Wilmot, Kitchener area.
So a third referee, our technical referee, Phil Kluche, comes out to make sure that nobody else is getting into the play. So good job by Phil Kluche on that scrum and talking to the benches.
A little hooliganism between Chenier and some of the Lakers. Chenier walked out, put the ball on the dot, and one of the Laker players just batted it back towards him. Definitely we're going to see the intensity pick up from here.
So I'm not quite sure what the hold up here. Kyle Coulter explaining to the captains what's going on. We have nothing up on the board yet, but it's going to be, looks like John Vandergiesen is pointing that it's going to be Peterborough Laker ball. Maybe time for a good plug here for the JVI Sports Network. Great supporters of the game of lacrosse. Fantastic guys. We've got Gary Morrison doing our camera work here. Matt Kruk, who's doing a fantastic job at Control Center. And some really cool guy named Adam working on our replays, doing a fantastic job.
They do great work, that's for sure. If especially with the the kilometers between Wilmot and Peterborough. If you don't want to miss a game, this is an excellent opportunity to be able to stay in touch with the game.
And a couple of these guys will be heading down to Turtle Island, Akwesasne for the Founders Cup coming up this week, of which the my beloved Elora Mohawks are going to be representing Ontario for the national championship. So congratulations to those boys, and we wish you well on your trip.
Yeah, a hard-fought series against Clarington. They did a great job. They had a fantastic season, and just catching a couple of those games in Elora, that barn was just packed full. You couldn't get anybody else in there with a shoehorn if you wanted to.
No, they love the lacrosse up there, and great crowd here today here at the Wilmot Rec Complex for Game 4 of the 2008 Junior C Championships between the Wilmot Wild and the Peterborough Lakers. And looks like we got some minutes up on the board there, so two penalties each, 2 minutes across the board. But looks like there's a few more bodies on the floor than what that would indicate. Okay, they just took one off for the Wild.
And typically 3-on-3 or 4-on-4, I'd love to watch the Wild in that type of situation, but against Peterborough in this situation, you get that speed and the precision passing and shots. It's just a recipe for scoring, especially with that much more open floor space.
Yeah, I don't think they would mind that at all, but now it looks like maybe there's going to be some offsetting, some majors perhaps out of that. Further discussion on this, Jason, but what's Peterborough going to be doing here, and whatever comes out of this, what are they going to be looking to happen over the next course of 12 minutes, 13 seconds here in the second period?
Definitely down by 3. They're going to want to move the ball and put the pressure on Wilmot. Try and steal that momentum back. The momentum they created, in the second period is maintain that with this lapse and just move the ball and get their shots open. It looks like the Wild have got a decent set of defenders here with Best Sister and Liebold, so they've got their defensive specialists on the floor to counteract that.
Okay, here we go. Looks like we're going to have 3-on-3 action here, just as you called, Jason. So a little wide open floor here for the highly skilled offensive players of the Peterborough Lakers. See if they can close the gap here a little bit. Carter Page with the ball, working on Colton Bess. Good matchup there as Carter Page is driving to the net, but Colton Bess makes a great job of pushing him down. Chenier. Nice feed in front, and yes, a nice save by Chenier. But a possession call against the boards gives the ball back to the Lakers.
Liebold just a little bit too aggressive there, giving the ball back to the Lakers. Ooh, high shot.
Robinson with that high blast. Chenier looks to be okay. Robinson over to Page. Ferguson and Robinson, the lefties, out on the floor. As Ferguson comes over, tries to create some room for Carter Page. Big rebound there to Robinson, but Chenier stands tall and makes another beautiful save. Not sure what had happened there. His face mask strap was undone, and he played the ball, so it looks like there's going to be another penalty here.
Yeah, Brett Liebold scooped up that loose ball, and it looks like he kind of got held at center there, so they're going to call that. Bullard bringing it in.
It's Draminsky at the crease, but no shot there. So they got a few minutes on the shot clock there. Draminsky with the ball, tries to feed it over to Bullard. He's going to look for the shot and doesn't quite get through. And yes, it looks like we got a hold behind the play. So that's key because that'll stack their penalties for the Peterborough Lakers, and he will not have his penalty start, I don't believe, until somebody comes out of the box.
Yeah, and man advantage for Wilmot, definitely one of their strong suits all year. You see they've been able to rotate in that shooter position between Radbourne and Verutis. Fenoro's taking some time at the top with Nagy as well. They've got two decent power play lines that can move the ball and score.
So we got Draminsky, so it's still going to be 3-on-3 action here for about 40 seconds. And then if if I'm reading this correctly, it will be 5-on-4 for 2 minutes when the Wilmot Wild will get their penalty. So,
and not the type of scenario that the coaches spend a great deal of time practicing is a 3-on-3. You just try and, I would imagine, Mark, you would, as a coach, you would just try and get your talent on the floor, maybe like a 4-on-4 situation, and with one man less, just try and stick to that type of game plan with ball movement.
Yeah, well, it definitely comes down to some drills here and a little bit of shinny lacrosse here with some 3-on-3. So this is when the athlete side of the players will definitely shine here, and we had a good look at what Peterborough could do on their last possession. And we'll see what we got. Berger, Buller are the righties on the floor for the Wilmot Wild. And Sam Draminsky, the lefty, he'll be working on the right-hand side. So we'll see what they can do here with a full 30 of 3-on-3.
And Draminsky and Berger, they were up there in regular season scoring, but between the two, they're leading their club in playoff scoring.
Buller tries to drive to the net, but he misses the net. Or no, he got a reset out of that and picks up his own rebound. Now he's in front of the net. Nice feed by Berger, but just a little bit off balance, and Lagana stands tall and makes a nice save and gives the ball back to the Lakers, which will be key here because their man down situation will start in about 5 seconds. Lakers working it up top. Shot clock winding down to about 5 seconds. And he just tries to put it on net and gets a big rebound there. Almost picks it up for the Wild. And Bradshaw was right there, almost picking up the loose ball in front.
It looks like Jensen, or no, sorry, that wasn't Jensen Walker.
That was Bradshaw and Leibold mixing up in the back there, tangled up.
Didn't want to let go of Leibold's leg.
So Radburn with the ball, working it with Fenoro, and he rifles one off the crossbar and out of bounds, and they will get the ball back. Fenoro with a good job pacing with Cal Davis, who was streaking down the floor. Radburn working with Draminsky, goes cross down the crease, up to Radburn again at the top. Down to Nagy, tries to go cross crease to Verutis. And Radburn almost sneaks it through, but Lagana makes a nice save and covers the rebound for the Lakers. Matt Smith brings it up for the Lakers over center, swings it over to Adam Churchill. Churchill up top. They'll look to set something up. 5-on-4 action with the Wild still on the power play here. Trying not to give up any shorthanded opportunities here, but Churchill working his way in front, but ran out of real estate there and just tried to shovel it in, but hit the back of the net.
Yeah, just Churchill swimming his way through the Wild D there to get a one-handed shot off, but just too little too late.
So it looks like one more possession here by the Wild. Looks like the penalty and the shot clock are dead even here, so they'll be watching to give a big loose ball to the guy streaking down out of the bench, or out of the box. Radburn up front. They're up top with the ball. Swings it down to Verutis at the crease. Tries to hit Nagy in front of the net. And Radburn picks it up.
When the player comes out of the bench, they could have had a fast break opportunity, but just couldn't get the ball to him. Nagy providing the pressure there.
Randall does a nice ball, but Nagy does even a better job stripping the player unaware. And Weber picks it up. Over to Nagy. Nagy works his way in front. Nice shot, but Andrew Lagana stands tall. The Wild do a nice job, pick up the ball again. They get a fresh 30.
And Lagana's, he's putting together a very decent second period here. He's faced a lot of shots, but fundamentally he's holding his position right and being in the right place and making some decent saves.
Oh, Ryan Smart working for a loose ball there, does a nice job behind the net, but they couldn't come up with it, and Lakers do get it back. They feed it up to Grandal, who's pushing it up the floor. Swings it over to Churchill, but He loses the handle trying to feed Ferguson. Hudson with the ball now for the Wild. Brings it up to Drominski. Drominski being pressured there by Kangas. But the Wild get it back. Drominski in front. Crease violation by Drominski. Didn't have a lot of room there to work with, but got the shot off nonetheless. Nice save by Lagana.
Yeah, definitely some nice defense there. They pushed Drominski right into the crease there, getting the call they needed to nullify the threat.
A little bit open floor for the Peterborough Lakers, bringing it up. That was Bradshaw swinging it back to Churchill. Robinson working the boards, but he couldn't come up with that loose ball. Leibold picks it up over to Hahn.
Riley Caldwell with a bit of a late hit there. We've seen that called a couple of times in the first. The refs maybe deciding to let that go, or maybe just seeing it's not a...
Cal Davis again with the break, and he makes no mistake, and he makes it, closes the gap to 6-4 here on, referees letting him play a little bit on that play there, Jason, but Cal Davis gets his second of the goal on transition.
Yeah, just faked to Chenier's left, came back with the right. Chenier trying to get the stick up, but it was too little too late. Well-placed shot there, and it's 6-4 now as Lakers are just slowly chipping away at this lead.
For all the action we've had here in the second period, that is only the second goal, one apiece by each side, and Cal Davis with a big, timely goal, I'd say. He got the third goal and now the fourth goal of this game for the Peterborough Lakers.
Mm-hmm. And both on the breakaway there.
He does a great job trying to create and picking up those loose balls on the top of that defense. And they pick up the loose ball here again. They're bringing it up, but interference call there. Looks like on Lagana behind the net.
Yeah, he didn't quite have himself set to make that pick, so he kind of reached out as a Wild player was running past. It's known as a moving pick.
So Berger with the ball over to Buller. Buller looked to drive in front, just misses on that nice drive to the net.
Buller took a basket off the cage there on his drive to the net. No call from the referees.
Yeah, looks like the whistle's been put in the pocket here for a little bit on those.
Quite possibly. With 5 minutes left to go in the second, that's a little bit too early, but...
Now Wyman with the ball, brings it up over center, and he'll go to the bench. Over to Finoro. Finoro down to Buller. Buller up to Berger. Berger looking for some room. Works his way to the center of the net. Takes a drive and a nice save by Lagana, but it goes up and out of bounds, and it'll be Wilmot Wild ball again here, just under 5 minutes left in the second period. And errant pass there to Drominski. And Berger tries to set a pick, but he gets called for the interference, and he's limping off the floor.
Yeah, quick pass by Buller to Drominski from the corner. I don't think Drominski was ready for it. Just sailed past him. And that's the type of, I don't want to call it carelessness because it was a well-thought play. It's just the type of turnovers that the Wild need to avoid here in the second. Get out of this period and maintain the lead, or even try and get a few more as we got some action going on in the corner here.
Well, possession is so key in this game. If you got the ball in your stick, you got a much better chance of scoring a goal than the other team. So, here it looks like the Peterborough Lakers are maybe getting a little bit of an edge. And now they're getting an interference call, and then Churchill takes a shot after the whistle, and he's being called for the late shot. Well, I thought he was calling Churchill, but it looks like big Adamo.
Sorry, Matt Adams.
Yeah, I think that's a typo. I think it's Adamo for that, but I could be wrong. But nonetheless, he's going to sit for two.
And even after the whistle, the Lakers still letting the shot go. Chenier just not liking that and not appreciating that, along with some of his teammates.
Yeah, I thought that's what they were calling, but calling the hold, it looked like. And the Wild will have a chance to restore that 3-goal lead there. And Drominski has a look in front, but just can't cash in. Oh, he did get a reset out of that, Jason.
Yeah, and
Must have got a piece of the up to Radburn. And a little bit of target practice looked like on that shot. Not much of a scoring opportunity, but
no, definitely not. I mean, they need to get Lagana moving a little bit here. They're making it look easy for him the last few trips up the floor with shots in the breadbasket.
Great job by Grando. Brings it up over and finds some open floor and dishes it off to Churchill. Churchill drives it down the left-hand side. Takes a shot from the wrong side of the floor, maybe just looking for a rebound off of that, but Chenier scoops it up.
Yeah, quite often you'll see the players try with that low percentage shot, grab the rebound and get a reset.
And ideally you don't want him taking a shot from that side, but that was done with some purpose. And taking it with your stick on the wrong side of the floor does protect you from the defender, so there's some reason behind that.
Yep.
Which we don't often give our lacrosse players a lot of credit for thinking on the floor, but they do tend to come up with some pretty good plays. So 30 seconds left in the penalty here, and about 15 seconds on the shot clock for the Peterborough Lakers as they'll look to see if they can get a reset here or a scoring opportunity. Working the ball behind the net. Looks like Caldwell. And he just misses the net there, trying to get a reset. And just 9 seconds left on the penalty as Nagy's being pressured by Caldwell.
Trying to create some space here.
As Adamo will be coming out of the box. Trying to get back in the offensive set, and they just miss Ryan Smart in front of the net. Loose ball in the corner. Looks like the Lakers have come up with it.
Yeah, big Adamo coming down the floor now.
He peels out. Dishes it off, and he heads for the bench. Cal Davis with the ball. Swings over the right side, looks for Robinson in front of that. Nice feed, pick and roll, but Chenier closes the door. Ryan Smart over to Kuntz.
That was
Kuntz brings it over. He's looking for Radburn coming from the bench. Just misses him. But he would have been on the wrong side of the floor himself. But Draminsky picks up the ball in the corner as he tries to break free.
I think at this stage in the game, the Wild really need to kind of slow it down a little bit. They're the ones with the lead. They seem to want to force it a little bit too much. And like you said, making passes to a player who'll be on the wrong end of the floor. Loose passes like this that cause quick turnovers at center floor.
And speaking of a turnover there, 30-second violation. Gives the ball back to the Lakers. And we're approaching last minute of play in the second period here in Game 4 of the 2018 Junior C Championships on JVI Sports Network. And Weaver picks up the ball for the Wild. But he smartly peels it out and looks at his offensive teammates out on the floor. But good job by the Lakers working that shot clock down. About 10 seconds now, and Smart tries to feed it over to Buller. Buller beats his man, tries to drive to the net, works his way for a shot, but just misses the net. Out of bounds. 30 seconds left here, and Coach Dave Baker calls for the timeout from the Peterborough Laker bench, and they will get the final possession here, if all goes well for them, here in the second period.
I'll tell you, you watch Ryan Buller with 5 seconds left on the shot clock with two Peterborough Lakers draped all over him. He was still able to gain footage towards the net and still get a shot, overhead shot with some velocity on Lagana. Like that's a strong play right there that Buller has shown us all year long that he's capable of doing.
Yeah, Buller missed game 1 and 2 for the Wild, came back in game 3, still getting his legs, but he looks sharp here today, and he's been a big difference. Another big weapon there who can use his size and has a good shot, an accurate shot, and knows where the back of the net is.
Definitely.
So we'll see, Lagana's going to head back to the net for now. But they got 6 runners on the net, on the floor, so.
Cal Davis is heading off.
Going back to the bench.
That's surprising. Typically when you have possession with less than 30. Oh, and now it looks like Lagana is going to be coming. They're waving at him.
Yeah, I'll see if he just dishes it off, and he's going to go to the bench now. So we'll be 6-on-5 here, and they're going to be trying to work that right down to the last few seconds here because that net's open. We've seen all too often what can happen on a loose ball and a wide open net. So Cal Davis with the ball up top. 10 seconds now, so they're going to be running their play. Carter Page drops it up to Robinson, and he snipes one from the outside with 4 seconds left. And that's a huge goal, well drawn up, and who else do you give it to but the guy with the big shot up top?
Oh, the hot hand for sure. Robinson is just, he's almost unstoppable at this point. Like game 3, his numbers were phenomenal. And just the shot here, as we see on the replay, Robinson coming around, taking the pass, 2-step, and just whips it past Chenier, who was out to challenge that shot, but Robinson put the ball exactly where he needed to.
Yeah, Churchill and Davis doing their work up top to try and seal off those top defenders and create that lane for Robinson up front as well too, and not only sealing them off, but probably being a little bit of a screen as well too.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Big goal by the Peterborough Lakers here late in the second period, but the Wild still have the 6-5 lead after 2 periods. So we're going to take a break here with the second intermission. We'll be back in 10 minutes with third period action of this exciting Game 4 of the 2018 Junior C playoffs on the JVI Sports Network. Welcome back here for the start of the third period of Game 4 of the 2018 Junior C playoffs. I'm Mark Schutzkowski on your play-by-play. Alongside me is Jason Chenier. And it looks like we're going to have a highlight package here from some great saves by both goalies in that second period. Jason, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't have two goalie dads on the mic and not see some tremendous play from the goalies. Here we see Lugana just doing what he does best, keeping that position and following the ball and getting big pieces of his body in front of the shot. And Andrew Chenier, they always try and beat a goalie low. Andrew's up for the task on that one.
Yeah, we're wide open, seemed like first period with 8 goals, but only 3 in the second, which can traditionally be a very big offensive period. So both goalies doing their jobs out there for sure. But it wasn't without its scoring opportunities in that. And some of these athletes are really displaying their skill for us as well, too. So here we get a good look at some of the
yeah, that cheeky
scores.
shot from Drzymnitsky, and then the fast break by Crowley. His second of the game there, beating Chenier. And then just at the end of the second, that shot from Johnson, just blistering past Chenier.
Yeah, Cal Davis there on that second one. The guys doing what they do best, right? Robinson and Drzymnitsky on the offensive set, putting the ball in the net. Davis in that transition role. I think we're in for an exciting third period here, Jason. 6-5, Wilmot Wild up 20 hard miles, what they're saying, in both dressing rooms for sure.
Yep.
Big game for both.
And time for some of the vets to step up. The Wild are going to have some graduating players, and Randy Borges, Ryan Smart, Tyler Varutis, Adam Zister, the captain, Brett Liebold, Luke Finoro, and Andrew Chenier are all playing in their last years here.
Yeah, and they want to extend this series for sure, and if they win this one, they're assured another home game. And Peterborough Lakers do have a few more fifth-year guys as well, too, on their team. But by and large, they are a young, fast, talented team who's looking to go up 3-1 here. Yeah, and finish it off in Game 5 at home. But Wilder,
I think some things that they need to do if there's any takeaways from Game 3 in this period, it's to stay out of the box. In the third game, the Wild had a total of 47 minutes in penalties. 37 of those were earned in the third period against a team like Peterborough that only had 37 minutes in the entire game. So I think the Wild need to stay disciplined and continue with their shots. Maybe not panic when they've got the ball, play that shot clock a little further down, and take their opportunities when they come to them.
Yeah, we saw the intensity pick up pretty good. And there, Buller strikes for the Wild, gives them a 2-goal lead, and that's a huge one here early going on the third period.
Yeah, Ryan Buller, he's got a cannon of a shot too, and a bit of a cheeky release too. It's hard to pick up by the goaltenders, but great start for the third period for the Wilmot Wild. Great shot by Buller.
Yeah, just a clean lane there, not being contested on that, and like you say, Lagana just not able to pick up that ball off that release. But we got a possession call, or a procedure call on Nagy, so Grandel will pick up the ball, and it will be Peterborough Laker ball to see if they can strike back here. Cal Davis with the ball, back to Robinson. Over to Carter Page. Carter Page swings it back to Churchill. Churchill drops to Robinson with that big shot, but Chenier steers it into the corner. And Liebold picks up the ball. Flips it up to Zister. He's got some help along the boards as Wyman there flips it up to Finoro. Wyman back with the ball, tries to feed it to Buller heading to the net, but picked off by Davis, and Davis is away. He's got a lane to the net, but he is closed. It's closed off by Colton Bess. Good job by Colton coming off the bench there and closing off that lane to the net. As Davis has a couple goals here in this game in almost that exact same fashion of picking up the loose ball and coming down the floor.
And just utilizing that speed. Speed kills in this sport. If you combine that with some skill, you can be a very dangerous lacrosse player.
So Buller there tries to pick up a loose ball there, but Loses the handle on it the first time and doesn't pick it up cleanly, and then tries after he does pick it up, maybe an ill-advised long shot, and gives the ball right back to the Lakers. Guess we didn't get your memo of using the clock a little bit more on that one, Jason.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe just peeling away from that, waiting for his teammates to catch up and try and set up a play. Oh, it looks like Leibold's going to go to the bin here. And he knows it. He's not happy about it.
Yeah, high stick, got a little bit on his shoulder there. And, I mean, once he gets caught in there, it's hard to let that go when you're playing tough defense. So, but he's going to be looking for his teammates to pick him up on this one here and kill off the penalty. So, Robinson up top with the ball.
Peterborough with their dangerous power play here.
Him and Page playing a little catch over to Churchill. Down to Ferguson. Churchill back up to Robinson. Big the wind up to Carter Page. Swings it over. And Churchill just misses the net. And it goes out of bounds, so the Wild get the ball back.
Bit of a break there. You don't see Adam Churchill miss the net that often. And when it leaves the arena and change of possession, the defense can finally take a deep breath.
So Buller with the ball. Easy steps over the rag line. He's being pressured there by Kangas up top. Kangas doing a good job tying him up and almost creates a loose ball. Looks like he's got his stick tied up under the shirt, but guess that's incidental contact there, Jason. So
I don't know. I don't know how to commentate towards that. It seemed pretty clear that stick was right in Buller's face. Maybe the refs didn't see it because it was inside his jersey at the time, but Wild possession nonetheless.
So Verutis there in front of the net. He gets his first real good look of the day, but Lagana makes a nice save.
Yeah, Verutis, I'm sure he wishes he would have buried that, get the monkey off his back. He hasn't really had an overly productive game since game one of this series.
So Robinson still with the ball up top, swings it over the right, but he gets the ball back in center, and he scores on the power play. Makes this a 7-6 game. The Lakers will not die. They keep pecking away here, Jason.
Robinson, phenomenal shot again from the point as we see on the replay. Good ball movement. Back up to Robinson up top, 2 steps and just cranks it.
Yeah, Wyman trying to step up there and disrupt that shot, but Robinson doing a nice job of just being a little bit out of their reach there, and he snipes his 3rd goal of the game, I believe, here, and closes the gap here to 7-6 for the Wilmot Wild.
And that power play and how dangerous it is, the Wild are going to have to show some discipline here in the 3rd and stay out of the box.
And there's Leibold back, gets a little beat up top by Davis. Davis over to Churchill, finds a guy at the crease, back up to Davis up top. And Chenier makes a big save there. Now Bessie on the break. Colton Bess. Nice stop by Lagana.
Good save by Lagana.
And nice job by Hoover, too, coming off the bench and trying to close off half the floor, at least a little bit there, too.
Absolutely. Took a lot of options away from Colton Bess by chasing him down the way he did.
Churchill driving that, but he's collapsed on by the Wilmot Wild defense. But they pick up the ball here, try and fit it over to the crease. Nice little scoring opportunity there by Caldwell, it looked like.
Chenier getting over there.
Yeah, dangerous play.
Absolutely. Nice low shot, too.
Caldwell's done a great job at the crease there, especially in games 2 and 3, finding that seam and finding the open net. But so far today, Chenier's had the better of him. Hoover with the ball. Swings over to Robinson. Robinson being defended by Hudson. Robinson drives in that, almost gets a step on him, but Hudson recovers, forcing to pull it out. Caldwell with the shot up top, but Chenier makes the save.
And at this stage in the game, when you're only protecting that 1-goal lead, you really need to start trying to open up your offense. That's your best defense in this case, is try to expand on that lead and take the will from the other team.
Buller again tries to work his way in that. He does so, but wide shot, big rebound there, and it looks like Crandall driving up the net. He's got one man to beat, and he works his way over. He takes a shot. Nice save by Chenier. Every save is going to be a big one here in this nail-biting third period.
Aaron pass nearly by Bullard, almost put Nagy into the crease there. That would have been a possession change, and that's some of the plays that they just need to stick to their fundamentals, their basic fundamentals, and make sure that the passes are crisp and clean and not high risk.
Nagy with a nice feed over to Fenoro, who steps out in front of the net, but a nice save by Lagana. And Fenoro battling with the ball here, but Kangas comes up with it. He swings it back to Davis. And Davis puts it up to Robinson. Robinson winds up and he takes a shot, and Chenier gets his stick in the way and corrals that ball. Liebold brings it up over to Berger. Wild look to making something happen, but drop it over to Draminsky. Draminsky being pressured. Smart trying to give him some room. Does so, and Draminsky gets a shot off and picks up his rebound, so they'll have a fresh 30 to work with. Up to Buller. Buller and Berger working the left side of the floor. Closes up, and Berger in front. And he sneaks it through, but just bounces wide. Not the goalie beat, but a little bit of a spin on that one, Jason.
That ball, when it hits big body parts, it can pick up some spin. In this case, luckily for Lagana, it had some left English and skated away from the goal line.
Gets just enough of it to steer it sideways, and the Wild will get a possession back here on the errant pass. Wyman with the ball now on the left-hand side. Up to Verutis, who had a big third period here in game one. And he takes a big shot here, kind of handcuffs Lagana, but he gets enough of it to steer it in the corner, and Fenoro picks it up as they have a fresh 30 to work with. But he loses the ball. Great work by the captain, Matt Smith, sorry. He takes a shot, but Chenier makes a save.
Yeah, good march up the floor by Matt Smith there with a no-look pass. Chenier able to get a piece of it. And Wild possession coming back down the floor.
Kuntz up to Buller, and Buller takes the blast from outside, but Lagana handles that and misses his man on the boards, and Buller almost picks it up.
Almost.
But Davis there for the support, and he picks it up and brings it up the right side of the floor for the Peterborough Lakers. Swings it over to Caldwell. Caldwell finds Churchill. Nice play, but Chenier's there and makes another huge save. Liebold there being the outlet. Over to Berger. Great end-to-end action here so far.
Definitely. When you make a save like that, too, that's a tense second and a half waiting for the ref to blow his whistle because you don't want that ball to drop out of your equipment.
Next goal is huge by either team. Draminsky tries to work his way in front, and crease violation called on that play. Hoover picks it up and dishes it over to Robinson. Robinson down to Ferguson. Ferguson swings over to Carter Page. Carter Page working one-on-one with Bess. Over to Robinson. Robinson works his way in front. Backhand pass to Churchill. Nice save by Chenier, and loose ball picked up by Kuntz.
And very smartly, Kuntz is going to pull up and wait for the offense to come in and slow it down a little bit here.
Just past the midway mark here of the third period. Radburn with the ball for the Wild. Working the two-man game with Smart on the right side of the floor. Picks up to Fenoro, and Fenoro gets a shot off, but Lagana stands tall and makes a nice save.
That was a great opportunity for the Wild, but Lagana said, no way, Jose, and he shut the door.
Brady McBain putting on some speed, but loses the ball, and the Wild come back with it. Wyman down to Berger. Up to Buller. Buller over to Draminsky. He gets some help from Radburn on the right side of the floor. Over to Verutis. Verutis! One-on-one and gets the shot. What a timely goal by Verutis.
Oh, as I mentioned earlier, Ty's been a little snake bitten. Sometimes you got to get those grinding, ugly goals. This is a beautiful goal, if you ask me, but here you see him coming in and just a jump shot over top of the defenseman, a bouncer that just gets past Lagana. I'm sure Ty will take that every opportunity he can get. It's good to see Verutis get off the schneid a little bit here.
Yeah, freezes Grandel just a bit as he has that stutter step going to the net and comes back in front of the net and even handcuffs Lagana, who's been playing fantastic and come up with some huge saves here. But Verutis with a huge goal gives the Wild an 8-6 lead here with 9 minutes left in the third period. I don't think the Lakers will be going away here. I think we're in for an exciting 9 minutes of lacrosse here, Jason.
Absolutely, absolutely. And anytime you see the ball in the stick of Mike Robinson, you're going to want to keep an eye on what's happening.
Nice save by Chenier. Not only just the stop, but squeezing that ball between his stick and his left leg.
The Wild got their big guns out again here with Fenoro.
And Fenoro with a lane to the net and gets off a shot. And Treminsky gets knocked off the ball, and the Lakers pick it up. And Kang is picking up, but he loses the ball. Great job by Verutis there picking it up, diving to the net and putting it back to safety.
Yeah, from his belly, just passes it back to Matt Wyman. Keep control of the ball. This is exactly what the Wild need.
Both teams showing some great ball handling skills on offense, swinging the ball side to side and getting some good looks. And Verutis again, maybe having a little bit more confidence, decides to take the big shot there, but Andrew Lagana makes a nice save.
Sometimes all you need is that one goal so you're not gripping the stick as tight, and then the floodgates could open, or not the floodgates, but at least one or two more.
Robinson with the ball. Swings it across to the left side. Bradshaw up to Churchill. Churchill with a nice, little dangerous shot, but just misses the net. And the 30-second clock goes off, and that's music to Coach Rick Wendell and Kevin Miller's ears at this stage.
Absolutely. Braden Hahn just kind of, that dangerous shot that you spoke of, Braden Hahn just kind of screening his goalie a little bit there, chasing the Laker offense around in the defensive zone.
Like trying to feed, Nagy trying to feed Berger across crease, but they lose the handle on the ball. And Cal Davis has had a huge game here, playing all kinds of roles for the Peterborough Lakers in this game.
And I would think at this stage in the game, when you look at these players on both teams go across the bench, with Game 4 in the Meredith Cup final, they're going to do whatever their coach asks. As I said earlier, whether it's fill the water bottles, carry the bags to the bus, whatever your role on this team is, you're going to want to do it for a chance to hoist that Meredith Cup.
Oh, and Radburn just misses Drominski in front of the net, and you talk about doing the little things and the dirty work here. And looks like Buller having a little bit of took a high stick, I think, and he's running to the bench and some discomfort there. And Matt Smith looks like he's being called for a slashing call.
Not sure if Ryan Buller took a high stick. We'll see here on the replay.
Yeah, definitely right in the side of the head there. He says Smith is trying to come around, but Buller boxes him out. And Wild arguing for 5 minutes. They felt it was direct on the head, but Kyle Coulter is saying no, he doesn't think it was that kind of intentional. And it's a 2-minute power play for the Wild nonetheless. And they'll see if they can extend this 2-goal lead here in the last 6 minutes and so of the third period. But they lose the ball. Lagana corrals it over to Davis. And Davis finds some open floor and brings it up over the restraining line. And it looks like the Wild are going to be called for a too many Men on that change got a little sloppy, and that's the end of their power play. Little things, Jason. Both teams are going to be looking back in games like this.
Yeah, and hopefully this isn't one of those what-if moments for the Wild, but yeah, this is where you need to keep your composure and your discipline and make sure you're not taking silly penalties, including too many men on the ice. Like the bench needs to make sure they're counting the players on and off.
Yeah, definitely. And now the potent offense of the Peterborough Lakers will get a chance to go work 4-on-4 as Robinson with the ball up front over to Carter Page. And Page takes a bouncer off the goalie, so be a fresh 30 for them to work with. Robinson with the ball up top. Over to Churchill. Over to Riley Caldwell. Caldwell pulls it out, peels out in the corner as he works with Carter Page on the left side of the floor, and he takes a shot and he scores! Didn't look like much of a shot, but he had some room there and beat Chenier over the right shoulder.
Yeah, looks like he may have caught him moving or napping just ever so slightly here as the ball comes out of the corner and just lets one go. That's one Chenier most certainly would want to have back here at this stage in the game.
Yeah, well-placed shot, and Caldwell, like I said, he had some huge games up in Peterborough in games 2 and 3 and comes up with a big goal here with 5:13 left in the third period to close the gap to 1 goal with the Wild leading 8-7. Still 4-on-4 action here for at least another 45 seconds.
And it's good to see Ryan Buller back on the floor there after getting checked out by Dan Leibold. He's given the green light to continue playing. Oh, and Radburn sets a monster pick here. The Peterborough player takes a swipe. The ref may have missed that.
Well, Buller trying to get the Wild back with a 2-goal lead, but wide shot there as Draminsky's battling for the ball on the boards, but Nick Webb comes up with the ball for the Lakers. And Robinson, dangerous Robinson with a big shot, and Chenier with a big save. That's huge. Always that big shot after a goal is a big confidence booster for the goalie.
Absolutely, and coming off the stick of Robinson too, so dangerous.
Hahn being pressed by Davis, does a good job protecting the ball and dish it off to Verutis. Drops it down to Fenoro. Fenoro working one-on-one. Looking for a cutter, and he sees Nagy. Nice pass, and Nagy gets a good look, but Lagana's there to stop the ball. Well done by the Lakers, bringing the ball up.
And now we got both teams back to full strength here with 3 minutes left in a 1-goal game. Could you ask for anything better?
Oh, what a great game, and a great bounce back game for the Wilds after 2 and 3, and they could have packed it up, but great to see them coming out and making a series of this and hoping to even it up, but they got 3 minutes and 23 seconds of some tough lacrosse to get through here.
This is going to be a very long 3 minutes and 16 seconds for the Wilmot Wild here.
Verutis passes it over to Radburn. Radburn working across the top, working with Draminsky, and he takes the outside shot. Loose ball in the corner, picked up by Buller. Buller across to Draminsky. Draminsky up to Verutis. We got lots of time on the shot clock to work with. Aaron pass there, misses Radburn. It's a nice job by the Lakers to bring the ball up. And Churchill has it. Over to Page. Page looking for something to develop. Back to Caldwell. Nice save by Chenier. The loose ball up in front. Great job by Page to drive in the net and pick up that rebound.
Yeah, Chenier a little slow there picking up that loose ball. His defender was tied up with the Laker. Needs to be a little bit more aggressive.
Great job by Colton Bess on Bradshaw. Create that loose ball, just He finds that opportunity where he's got his Bradshaw's stick unprotected and clamps down on it and forces a loosie.
Yeah, and Bess showing this year that his transition game has really excelled too, to be able to bring that ball up the floor and create some opportunities for the offense.
Radburn tries to hit Nagy, just misses. Buller fighting for the loose ball, but nice job by Matt Smith there to clamp on his stick and create that loose ball. And they're rewarded with the Lakers bringing it up. Cal Davis. Over to Robinson. Robinson takes a look.
There's a rare miss.
Yeah, a little high, but they pick up the ball again. Davis looking for Robinson. Wyman gets the task. Sorry, that's Churchill. And Page with a nice shot, but Chenier not only makes a save, but corrals that loosie.
That's a big one there with 70 seconds left in the game.
Berger with the ball. Approaching the last minute of play here in the third period. 8-7 lead by the Wild. Surely we'll see Lagana head to the bench if the Lakers get the ball again here. Verutis beats his man, drives to the net, and he just misses. Lagana makes the save, and he hangs on to the ball.
Huge save by Lagana with 47 seconds left to go in the game. That would have put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. And the Lakers call a timeout here. 42 seconds left, 24 on the shot clock. They use their second timeout of the game here. I don't think they'll pull Lagana just yet.
No, not with 42 left on the clock, and with the shot clock less than that. I'm sure they'll use every opportunity though and spread the floor and move the ball as they have and shown to get the best opportunity they can. The Wild need to keep a sharp eye on those two big guns, Robinson and Churchill. You know the ball is going to be in one of their sticks.
So we just saw the replay. How huge was that save by Lagana just seconds ago against Tyler Verutis, who worked his way wide open in front of the net with the ball.
Yeah, absolutely massive. With 42 seconds left to have a 2-goal lead, that would have been the proverbial nail in the coffin for this game. And Lagana is staying on the bench as we got 6 Lakers on the floor.
Yeah, and why not? If you're going to do it, you got to do it. Like, I'm sure they'll press every loose ball and battle for any rebounds that they get here. So we'll have 42 seconds on the game clock and about 24 seconds on the shot clock. So some big difference of almost 20 seconds there between them as well. So they work it around, and who's got the ball in front? But Robinson, big shot wide, and they pick wide shot. They pick up the rebound, and they tie this game up. Like Carter Page picks up the ball off the boards.
We'll see on the replay here that shot sailed over the net, and the Wild defender's not able to get to the ball. Goes right into Carter Page's stick, and he beats Chenier.
Yeah,
ties this game up with 24 seconds left.
Yeah, nobody picking up Carter Page as he's going to the net. And in lacrosse, it's commonly known the guy with the ball is the most dangerous, but the second most dangerous is the guy closest to the net, and Carter Page, with his huge goal, ties us up 8-8. And Lagana showing his athleticism coming out for that loose ball. And we got a penalty up against the boards. So the Wild, looks like Brett Liebold, I think, up against the boards. And be 3 seconds left here. And
Riley Hoover's a little slow to get back to the bench. We'll see on the replay what happened. It looks like he may have got some contact in the low boards. And Liebold will be going to the penalty box as a result.
Yeah, it looks like an interference call. No, high stick, it looks like the call will be. So the Lakers will have 3.2 seconds here. Probably time for a shot. They'll look for probably a screen in front of the net and create some commotion there. And then Wild will be looking to block that ball in front. And their best bet here is to have this go into overtime and be down a man to start that period as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, with 40 seconds left, the Wild seem to have an opportunity to come out of here, but with the man advantage, when they pulled Lagana, they proved that that wasn't going to be the case.
They swing the ball over to Robinson, and Colton Best does exactly that. Gets in the way of the shot and doesn't let it get through. And I think Robinson and Best gave each other a little bit of a tap for that.
Yeah, we're seeing Robinson retaliate with a slash, and Colton Best isn't going to allow that to happen. He retaliates, but no calls, which seem a little bit odd.
Yeah, I don't think they're calling anything out of that, but we will see. But we are heading to overtime, Jason. 8-8. We're going to take a 10-minute break, I believe, and then we'll be back with a full 10-minute period of overtime here on the JBI Sports Network. Welcome back, fans, for overtime of Game 4, the 2018 Junior C Championships between the Peterborough Lakers and the Wilmot Wild here at the Wilmot Rec Complex. I'm Mark Schutzkowski with your play-by-play. Alongside me is Jason Chenier with the color commentary. And Jason, Wilmot Wild had the lead from 15 seconds into the game all the way up until Carter Page hit the tying goal with just half a minute left here in the third period.
Yeah, they just, it seems they didn't find a way to close it out. Meredith got robbed by a fantastic save with 40 seconds left. But they can't be hanging their heads. They can't let this distract them from their end goal, which is to win Game 4 here in the Meredith Cup Finals. But we do see a couple extra penalties up on the board, Mark, so we'll wait and see what that brings.
Yeah, it looks like at the end of the third period there with Robinson, after he took a shot, took a slash at Colton Bess, and Bess returned the favors, and they are each getting 2 minutes. So here a little highlight there. Robinson just with his cannon from outside. It
seems that from that distance they've been very efficient and effective at beating Andrew Chenier. This is the one that went over, but then nobody follows the trailer, who was able to pick up the rebound and put it into the net.
So we got some 4-on-3 action here. Lebo taking a penalty late in the third period, and then offsetting penalties. We're playing a full 10 minutes here in the first overtime. So Wilmot Wild really looking to weather the storm here with having to be down 4-on-3 action here against the very potent offense of the Peterborough Lakers. And they strike. And that's Riley Caldwell, I believe, with the goal at the crease. And gives the Peterborough Lakers their first lead of the game here early in the overtime. They lead 9-8.
And just you see that ball movement. And that's a very tough save to make, especially when it's executed to perfection like that by Peterborough. That quick stick, it's going to go in like 90% of the time.
Yeah, they play two guys up top, one at the crease, and that's a lot to ask for a very agile crease man. So Andrew Lagana with the loose ball. Draminsky does a great job trying to create a loose ball, but it goes right back to the Peterborough Lakers, and they bring it up and trying to add to this lead in overtime. And we got some 4-on-4 action after that power play goal by the Peterborough Lakers. Cal Davis with the ball. Liebold giving him some tight defense. And a long outside shot there by Matt Smith. A couple transition guys staying up on offense on that play.
Yeah.
After the draw.
Smart play too. With 4-on-4, you want to be able to counterbalance the floor in case of turnover.
So Buller with the ball, rolls off of a check, loses the ball and picks it up. Works his way up front, gets a step on the defender. A little off-balance shot there, misses the net. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Peterborough Laker ball. 29 seconds left in the offsetting penalties. We got Adam Churchill with the ball. Working with Ferguson on the right side. Ferguson picks up that rebound as they get a fresh 30 to work with. Works his way along the crease, pulls it out. Looks to see what the left side of the floor will do and gets it over to Caldwell. Caldwell to Page. And he tries a nice backhand shot, but Chenier, good positioning on that, makes the save.
Yeah, he kept that backhander quite low too. That could have been very dangerous.
Oh, we're back to 5-on-5, Jason. Less than 8 minutes left here in the overtime. Vrudis over to Draminsky. Draminsky to Nagy. Nagy, a little stutter step, trying to get around his man. He gets the edge. And he gets tied up. Nice slide by Davis to give some help. And they corral the loose ball. As Robinson has the ball for the Lakers.
Peterborough definitely starting to make it difficult for Wilmot to move around in the offensive zone. The defense has really tightened it up, and Lagana is starting to close that door.
Robinson with a big shot wide outside, and Liebold does a great job picking it up, but Ferguson pressuring him with the loose ball, and he loses it. Back up to around center, and Mr. Crowley picks it up for the Lakers.
That's a great tune.
Been waiting all day to use that one. And the Lakers, Robinson with the ball. I think he's looking to shoot here, but he hits it over to the crease to Bradshaw. And Bradshaw does a nice job working in to get a shot, but Chenier makes a nice save. And the Wild have their chance here now to even the score here.
And the Wild just need to, even though this is the first time they trailed in the game, they just need to stick with what has worked for them. Effective ball movement, keep moving to the net.
And Berger works his way into the net and gets a tight angle shot with the rebound, but he's rewarded with drawing an interference call, and the Wild get the ball back.
Yeah.
Buller has come up big in this game, but he loses handle on the ball. Matt Smith picks it up. He's got to step on Buller. Buller racing back to help. And Smith gets off a shot, but Chenier makes another nice save. As Wyman has the ball now for the Wild, as they look for a better offensive set here. As they're going to be less and less as the clock dwindles down here to try and even up this game. Verutis gets a step. Nice play by Verutis, but Lagana makes himself big up top and makes a nice save.
Yeah, great save by Lagana, and not showing much pressure too, just holding the fort and holding his position, making things difficult for Verutis.
Churchill swings it over to Caldwell. Nice try there by the Lakers, swinging it across the floor, back and forth and cross crease, but couldn't quite handle it. And Best corrals it for the Wild. Brings it up to Fenoro. Fenoro over to Smart. Smart tries to drive towards the net, pulls it out, swings it out around. He's gonna look for Berger up top. Berger over to Best. Best takes a shot, but it's blocked by Cal Davis. Still loose ball, that'll be a 30-second, but now it'll be play on as the Lakers corral the ball just as a 30-second clock expires here. 4.5 minutes left to go in the first overtime. The Lakers looking to add to their lead. Caldwell drives to the net, and Chenier makes a nice save.
And Caldwell's down. He thundered into the cement.
Yeah, he gets back up. Another display of
tough kid.
Toughness by their great Ontario lacrosse players. And Derminski! Oh, isn't that the way it goes? Off the post, off the back of Lagana, but stays out.
Lagana getting a piece of it. A great effort by Derminski.
Great action here in the overtime. And Robinson with a big shot from outside, and Chenier, calm, cool, and collective, makes the save and corrals that ball. We'll see when if he has to start heading to the bench at some point.
Yeah, it's, the coaching staff, Miller and Rick, are probably already considering that.
Yeah, Buller tries an outside blast and misses the net, and Davis picks it up and pushes it up. And wisely, Carter Page comes to pick up the ball for the Lakers, and he beats his man and swings it down to the crease. The Lakers on a loose ball pick it back up as the shot clock's working down to about 4 seconds. Take an outside shot, and Chenier makes a stop and corrals the loose ball. Under 3 minutes left here.
Yeah, Peterborough's definitely taking charge of this overtime session here. Wild are going to need to start pulling out all the stops if they want to try and even up this game.
Fenoro tries to hit Derminski, but intercepted there, but the loose ball is corralled by Bess. And picked up by Fenoro, and Fenoro takes an outside shot. Derminski scores! And the Wild tie it up with 2.5 minutes. Rookie of the Year comes up with probably his biggest goal of the year and ties it up.
Finally, here you see some sustained pressure by the Wild. Fenoro letting an underarm shot, and Drumitsky just getting the rebound and putting it up and over Logana.
Yeah, some similarities there to the tying goal for Carter Page for the Peterborough Lakers when he tied up 8-8. A shot that goes wide, big rebound, and very opportunistic. Sam Drumitsky in that case makes no mistake. Big goal for the Wild. 2.5 tough minutes coming up here in the first overtime. Battle against the boards. The Wild and the Lakers come up with it. Some great work by the Peterborough Laker ball team. But it's Zister comes up with a big ball for the Wild.
And Buller very wisely slows things down here, allows the rest of the offense to catch up. Smarty did not see that pass coming his way, and now we got a turnover. Very costly.
No, every possession is so key in these stages of the game. Those kind of turnovers could come back to haunt you. So Caldwell with the ball on the left side of the floor, working against Buller. Swings it across. That's like Ferguson comes around. And he gets his shot off, but Chenier makes the save. Colton Best picks it up. Up to Berger.
And that's what we're going to need to see out of this Wilmot defense. Keeping those Lakers out to the point, challenging the shot, making things difficult for them.
Vrudis over to Radburn. Radburn tries to feed Nagy going to the net, but he's clamped down on, and a loose ball picked up by the Lakers. And Berger doing some hard work there in the crease, but he gets called for a crease violation on the loose ball. And it's Laker ball as they bring it up with 1 minute left here in the first overtime.
Berger tied up in the back end there.
Robinson
just getting to
with
the bench
the ball.
now.
Finds a streak in Carter, or Bradshaw to Caldwell, and he scores. Some ball movement there as the defense couldn't quite get set for the Wild, and some good ball movement. And the Lakers take a 10-9 lead with 48 seconds left here in the first overtime.
And once again, that effective ball movement, finding the open man, and beats Chenier. And two Wild defenders go barreling into the net. Everybody seems to be okay.
Look like Riley Caldwell, who's been silenced here for most of the game, as he's come up with some big goals here in the third period.
Oh, there must be a stiff breeze here that blew the Laker player over. Things are getting heated up here.
The referee's trying to get some things settled, and they made a mistake there of turning their backs to the play here, as surely there's going to be a little jawing going off on between the teams. The Wild have played a heck of a game here, as have the Peterborough Lakers, and gave us a lot of entertainment. Not just for 60 minutes, for almost 70 minutes here in this game, but 48, a big 48 seconds here for the Wild, but Matt Smith picks up the ball with a key possession for the Lakers, and he's just going to look to burn off seconds deep in the corner. Maybe even get a reset. So he's getting called for withholding the ball. It's like Buller took a chop trying to free up that ball.
Yeah, check the player when he was on the ground.
And
yeah, it looks like
somebody
Buller's
went
getting
out.
the gate.
So I think that will probably give the ball back to the Peterborough Lakers with less than 30 seconds left.
Yeah, we see there's the big scrum with the player on top of the ball. They're trying to get it loose. And Buller just missing the stick, kind of hitting the lower lumbar region of the Laker player, and that's got him the gate.
Yeah, uncalled for there by Ryan Buller. He's played a heck of a game, but you know, win or lose, you got to show some restraint.
Absolutely,
here.
absolutely. Because especially with the shot clock winding down, Mark, you're going to regain possession. There's 28 seconds left on the clock. You have an opportunity to come down the floor and even up this game. Instead, he's got an early shower.
So they're discussing nothing up on the clock yet. So they'll be pressing here. The Wild will be on the Lakers. Might even pull Chenier here and try and go match up man on man here, 5-on-5, because I mean, you really got to take away any chance the Lakers have of finding an open man. So that may be a consideration, but I haven't seen Chenier head to the bench.
No.
No, 5-minute call, probably a 5-minute slash.
And the Wild coaching staff are requesting a timeout here, finally.
Yeah, so they're going to call a timeout. They're going to set up some strategy here, see what they can do. Maybe a little prayer at the bench as well, too.
Yeah, they're gonna have to reach deep into their bag of tricks here, shorthanded, with 28 seconds left to try and get this tied up.
Yeah, so here we go, asking for some clarification. But nonetheless, let's give another shout out to JVI Sports Network here, who's done a bang up job in producing lacrosse games for us in this, for us to enjoy. And I believe this one's being live streamed as well too. So I'm sure all the Peterborough fans here are chewing on their nails and going 30 seconds here, bring home a 3-1 lead, boys. But
yeah, the Peterborough fans came in droves on an afternoon game on a Sunday. We'll see if that'll be different if it was a Thursday night 8 p.m. game. But that's the way that it goes with the schedule sometimes. The visiting fans have been able to enjoy some afternoon affairs. The Wild they're up in Peterborough in the evenings during the week. A lot of these players are working throughout the summer or working full-time jobs, and it can be a bit of a challenge to make these arrangements. But the Peterborough fans are definitely here in droves, as you probably could hear their Tide Pod shakers and things like that.
So Chenier is out of the net, 5 runners on 5, and the Lakers pull back, trying to kill time off the clock here. As Churchill feeds it up to Davis, and Davis now has an open net, and he seals the deal as the Lakers make it a 2-goal lead with 17 seconds left. Wild really didn't have much they could do on that. Try and press the ball. Hope for a Lucy, then they got to pick it up and then try and drive the ball down the net. So it looks like the Lakers are going to be going back for Game 5 up in Peterborough on Tuesday night, I believe.
Yeah, on Tuesday up at the Peterborough Memorial Complex.
And, of course, JVI will be there and have all your action for you. And I believe Jim Watson's going to be back on the play-by-play up there with Rob Martinell doing the color commentary. As we get down to the winding seconds here. A heck of a game. Both teams left everything on the floor. I think in the end, the Peterborough Lakers really got some bounces go their way and a couple of breaks that they cashed in on. But this game could have gone either way, Jason.
Absolutely, and a credit to the Peterborough Lakers. They never gave up, trailing in the game the entire 2 periods up to the last goal in the third to force the overtime. And what was a tight overtime. The score doesn't necessarily reflect that with the empty netter, but a tight overtime contested. And we will be seeing Game 5 in Peterborough on Tuesday.
And that's it for us here at the Wilmot Rec Complex. I'm Mark Schutzkowski for Jason Chenier and the entire JVI crew. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in Game 5 up in Peterborough.